I did this video live with our staff this morning on Monday, and if there's anybody outside of Keystone that listens to these videos, I wanted to continue this mindfulness reflection posted on YouTube for you. So today we're reflecting on what are the things that we might be called to let go of, or in a sense shed during this time, and what are the new invitations in this season. So in a lot of world religions, there's either a leader that started the religion, or characters within the story, like I think of the biblical story of people who went into isolation, or had meditation, or they disconnected from their material wealth, and in that they reached a point of connection with God. They had a vision, or they came to a point of enlightenment. And in this invitation, there was things that they were invited to let go of or to shed from their previous life or from their current lifestyle. And I think of that for us in having to have this social distancing and be more physically isolated at this point. And then out of that, there being invitations. And so I just want to lead a time of mindfulness based on these ideas. I even think of, I read something on the Washington Post about even Isaac Newton, who had to head home from Cambridge when London was in the midst of the Great Plague. And it was during that time that he began his theories and his discoveries on calculus and motion and optics and gravity. And there can be amazing things, invitations and creativity that happens during this time. And there's many stories out there where people are doing amazing and creative and loving and supportive things during this time. So let's join in a brief exercise together. Find a space or a place while you're walking or sitting or driving around where you can have less distraction, be able to reflect. During this time, as you think of going into the desert, I think of biblical Israelites and Jesus being invited to go into the desert. What are the things that are to be let go of in a time of isolation? What is it that we have had to shed? Perhaps this has been a place of disappointment and grief. And in this current season, what is the invitation for you in this season? Maybe it's to create something new. Maybe it's to reconnect with an old hobby. Maybe to create a new rhythm, a new pace of life. What comes to mind? And after all this is over, getting back to normal may not look exactly the same that it did before. What lessons will be learned? What new, even good rhythms will be established? Perhaps there's new desires or talents that will be unearthed during this time. So what might you be invited to continue long term in this? Think of those invitations.